lithium batteries. This vessel, it's a 57-foot Discovery sailing yacht, arrived with defunct batteries in it. It had 12 2-volt Rolls batteries. The owner had been investigating lithium as a replacement and asked us to do more of the same. This is what we ended up with. We ended up with 6 lithium batteries. They're 12.8 volts, 200 amp hours each, series paralleled for 600 amp hours at 24 volts. The original batteries that were in this vessel each, now remember there are 12 of them, were 110 or 115 pounds each. These batteries, which there are only 6 of, weigh about 48 pounds each. They are lithium. They save a lot of weight, save a lot of space, which is always important on a vessel. But they come with a fair number of things that need to be taken care of and addressed when you're going to lithium. And what you're seeing is the battery installation itself, and I believe you're looking here at a smart battery switch. And what this does is this is connected to the charger, it's connected to temp sensors and voltage sensors. And what happens, because lithium batteries are sensitive to voltage, both charge and discharge, this will open, disallowing any drain on the batteries if it gets to a certain point. Lithium batteries do not like to be drawn down below a certain point. This ensures that doesn't happen. Over here, we have a BMS, or the battery management system. And this is really what's controlling the whole system. It's monitoring all the charge sources on the boat. It is monitoring the voltage, the temp of these batteries, and should they get too hot, it will stop any charging. If the batteries are too cold, below 5 degrees Celsius, it will not allow charging because the batteries are not to be charged that low. One of the biggest problems that I've encountered, and it's not really a problem, it's just a condition for using the lithium, is all your charge sources have to be properly monitored and properly regulated. They can't be over 28.4 volts, and that's for, these are Victron energy lithium batteries, and that's their spec. Other companies may have a slightly different voltage that they'll accept. But on this vessel, it was solar panels, it's a wind generator, a hydro generator, as well as 2 100 amp or 120 amp chargers. We had to reprogram the chargers, not a big deal. We had to put basically the what's called the Smart Battery Protect in the output of all those charging sources. And again, what that does, if the batteries get full or if something goes wrong with the charging source and the voltage goes too high, the Smart Battery Protect will open and it will protect the batteries. There's a 24 volt alternator on board, which we need to address. And basically what we'll do there is make sure that the external regulation on that alternator will only go to 28.4 volts. Maybe we'll even tune it down to 28.2 just to build in a little safety margin. But we also need to be able to turn off that regulator to turn off the alternator. We don't want the alternator powered up and not have any place for the power to go that it is generating. That would be a problem. So with a Smart Battery Protect, we can shut off that alternator, the regulator and the alternator. As you can see in here, this is just a huge amount of space that we have back. The batteries before were up to here, so there was quite a cavity in here that we created. They're more expensive than, say, a Lifeline AGM. The charge cycles, if they're properly maintained, you'll get, I've seen reports of 3,000 to 5,000 cycles, which maybe I'll live long enough to see that. But the cycles are just much higher than an AGM from my research. The batteries actually have Bluetooth. All the components are Bluetooth. You can actually monitor these with your phone or an iPad. You can see individual voltages on each battery. You can turn any of the smart battery protects on or off. You can change the status of their output. We have BMS, a battery management here, which is just basic. It gives you volts, amps, all that. This is Bluetooth as well, so you can monitor that from the cockpit on your phone. And you will need to go to, if you have an older version of the color control, this is the color control, the CCGX. And we had to put this in so that software-wise everything and hardware-wise everything was playing together nicely. But this monitors the whole system as well. So other than that, it's just a matter of knowing your charge sources, keeping them where they need to be, if they need to be reprogrammed, if you need to buy different components sometimes, a new regulator for an alternator. That's it. Lithium batteries in a nutshell.